Pregame.tv, we are back. I am Steve Fezzik with Vegas Runner, excited about the conference tournament championships, and I know VR has always had, you've been hot with, I think,
conference
70
tournaments, man, every
70%?
Year. Every year, yeah, right now.
On your 3 stars, I know you've got like over 100 plays. You've been hitting like over 60% with those.
The big bets.
Who cares if it's a garbage game here at Northwestern?
They all cash the same. We say it.
They all cash the same. Now, I went to Northwestern, so I'm supposed to know this school, so I'm going to be disappointed if I get this.
Yeah, you could do it unbiased.
I'm much better when I play the side. I'm going to bet on the total in this game, but I'm much better when I play the side to typically bet against them.
You don't have a problem fading them. That's what
I'm a mercenary.
That's what I love. That's what I'm saying. There's no bias involved.
Take my favorite team in the world.
No bias involved.
And I actually have a problem. I work with some people, and I worked with one kid that was pretty sharp, and he was from Boston, and we would bet against New England, all right? And the Patriots would like kick someone's teeth, and he was happy. And I was like, what is wrong with you? You know, it's like, at least pretend you're not happy. I mean, it's like unbelievable. I can tell you, once I bet more than like $40, all right? And all my bets are more than $40. I'm rooting for my wallet, not for my team.
I agree.
The Big Ten Conference Championship starts. Let me just ask you, this is so wide open with so many teams. You got a favorite team to win this conference?
It is one of the toughest conferences, but I do think Indiana is a cut above the rest.
Clearly.
I like what Michigan State's doing late, and Izzo's one of those coaches that you could never count out of it if they get hot.
In the big dance.
Exactly.
We don't want to go.
Not the conference
tournament. Not the tournament.
Yes. He saves it.
Because that's part of the reason. He fight for another day, right?
I don't think Ohio State's capable of beating Indiana. I just think it's their tournament to win, and you never want to look to the favorite. But I think in this conference, Indiana has proven that they're the elite, and I think they're focused to win it. I think they want to win it because they're not number one in the country right now.
Sure, they're not going to lose to Ohio State again.
No.
I think one thing too, the excitement of an Indiana saying, you know what, we've been down. We're used to being up, and now we're down, and now we're going to get these back for what they did to us. It's our time to drill these guys.
I agree. That's what it is. I think you have a motivated team, a focused team that wants to win it.
Whereas Ohio States and the Michigan States, they've been there before, and they know they're trying to win the national championship.
It's for them, it's about getting to the big dance.
Well, this is a real big game for Iowa, because Iowa has been playing great, and a lot of people have identified, hey, they're the better team than Illinois. They deserve the bid, but there will be no bid in their March stockings if they can't dispose of this despicable Northwestern team. So we would expect they're going to bring full focus here, no defensive lapses, and play hard. On the Northwestern side, boy, this team was playing fairly well, and they just got decimated by injuries.
Both these teams have height. They both have size. I like that, especially if you're looking towards a total lower scoring game, because true, too, if you want outside shooting, perimeter shooting, because if they're cold, you're going to get your under. But with that said, I kind of like it when you got two big teams that you know are going to play power basketball. The only question I have is you have a difference in tempo. I mean, as far of the spectrum as you could get. You have Northwestern, where Pomeroy has them as 326.
Princeton
tempo.
Offense.
Exactly.
And then you have Sobolewski dribbling the ball.
Exactly. And you have Iowa, who's not, one of those top 50 teams in tempo.
They were higher. They've come down.
They've come down of late. Exactly. Right. And they have a freshman guard, more or less. Do you think who do you think is going to dictate the tempo?
Well, I think Iowa will try to dictate the tempo and try to run a little bit. But basically, Northwestern, what happened? They got their butts kicked twice by Michigan. Yeah. But at home, it was so embarrassing. It was on national TV when Northwestern was still decent, and they lost like 94-64. And when they went ahead and talked to Carmody, their coach, he actually said, we've got to stop playing like this. We don't have any athletes. We're banged up. We got injuries. We got to just slow this down.
Even if they're behind, we're going to walk it up.
Exactly. And one thing I really like about this total is I watched the whole Michigan State game. So Northwestern has 5 points at Spartyland, like 9 minutes into the game. And then they start hitting miracle threes. They get back in it. And so it's still going to go under. And there's 2 minutes to go, and there's a minute and a half to go, and there's a 10-point differential, and Izzo takes his starters out of the game. And Northwestern keeps fouling. And Izzo gets pissed, and he tells his subs, fast break them. So they're going down, they're scoring, they're trying to dunk, although they're second-team guys on senior night, and they're happy they're getting some PT against Northwestern, who isn't giving up for whatever reason. And so now I get a final score there was high, way higher than it should have landed, 114. It lands in the high 120s, whatever. And now I get a 125, I think, instead of a 122. And I get a stadium that's 1/3 full, end of the evening. There's not going to be very many Northwestern fans taking the L down to watch this. So bad backdrops, for hardly any people. And that really was my handicap here. You can see where I'm going on this.
I like it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go your alma mater too. I lean to that side. I want to see where that line goes. But I think in a low-scoring game, they just may be able to get in that back door.
Well, I'll be rooting for it because I won't have action on the side.
There you go.
But I'll be rooting for defensive stops every time Iowa has the ball. Let's make it official here. All right, we're going to do a free play here. We're going to take Iowa and Northwestern to go under the 125. I think that Northwestern is going to run this shot clock down, down, down each and every possession. I kind of like the first half under more than the game under because I hate that 9.5-point spread in the foul fest. If VR is right, Northwestern's covering and it's 7. So we're going to go ahead and go under the total of the 125. And I would be very surprised if we get a finish like we did with that Michigan State game where they scored all those points in the final minutes.
I like it. Iowa plays good defense. They do. They're a defensive team.
You play more sides or more totals in these conference championships?
Sides.
You play more sides, but maybe 75%?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. 75-25, I'd say that.
Yeah, I think it's good to be looking at both, and it just gives you other options.
I pick my spots with the total. With the totals, you got to get out early.
No doubt.
Like you do.
No doubt.
You got to get out because you see some significant line movements, unless I want to go against it. And then, you sit back and you let them push it up and give you even more value.
Look at Creighton playing against Wichita State in the championship. Opens 134, bang down to 132, right fiddle in the middle, 133. And if you're not the first one in, look out. So we're talking conference championship games. We're going to do a wrap here with the Northwestern Iowa under. But stay tuned with us at pregame.tv. We're going to be back. We're going to talk about another drag of the Big Ten.
Big games.
Penn State, and they're playing Michigan. I have my best bet on this game, and I'm very confident that I got the right side. Stay with us. It's like, Steve, I got to know. When are you ever not confident? So stay with us. I'll be right back.